Good evening. Happy Tuesday. I had a comment on my Kevin Novak video. I have a copy on this channel and I have a copy on my main channel where I am generally a jerky lawyer. Um, and someone commented on my main channel. And essentially the sum of their argument was that, well, maybe Kevin Novak just really wants his privacy. And maybe that's why he's not disclosing the school he got his PhD from, or the topic his PhD dissertation was on, or the year his dissertation was uh, published. And nothing, maybe he just really likes his privacy. And the issue with that is that Kevin Novak put his full name out. So obviously he doesn't really value his privacy on the internet. If you put your full name out, you're inviting some level of scrutiny. You just are. And if you're making claims, especially unsupported claims, that don't appear to have any, that you don't, if you're claiming to be an expert based on letters after your name and your language, your understanding, the words you use, your word choice, if those don't, the way you pronounce words, if those don't match up with the education that you're claiming, the expertise you're claiming, then you invite even more scrutiny. And I know I'm not the only person who has asked Novak about his PhD. I know Bentley Pasco. I know Bentley Pasco did. I believe what's the other gentleman? Real nice guy who has a lot of fish tanks. Obviously, that narrows it down. I think he's out of like Tennessee. He has some really cool like steampunky style fish tanks. Oh, I forget his name. Anyway, I I believe a couple other people have asked about it, so it's not unusual if someone is claiming expertise to ask, well, you say you're a PhD. Where'd you get your PhD from? What was your PhD dissertation on? It's not uncommon. But anyway, just to show you how much of Novak's information is on the internet, I just Google searched today and I came across on the first page Kevin Novak ichthyology limnology, I believe were the search terms that I put into Google. And I came across this little bad boy. I have edited it down. Obviously, it was 224 pages, and I've edited it down and I've taken out all of the personally identifiable information in here. You can see that in section 4 of the document, starting on page 19, you can see this application for the position of West Poinciana Community Development District Board of Supervisors opening. So one certain Kevin Novak, PhD, from Florida. Obviously, I have removed the other information, has applied. And he says, an ichthyologist and limnologist consultant, and a mechanical aerospace programming design engineer by profession. So this guy claims to have a PhD in ichthyology and also somehow to be a mechanical engineer. That's a lot of schooling. That's a lot of schooling. I have seen him claim to have PhDs in both limnology and ichthyology. Now he's claiming a PhD in ichthyology and only postgraduate studies in limnology and aquatic microbiology. He says he was a professor of aquatic microbiology to graduate and undergraduate students. One would dare ask where, and why is there no record of it on the internet? So this guy got a PhD in ichthyology. According to this, he then did postgraduate studies in limnology and aquatic microbiology. Somewhere in there, he got a degree in mechanical engineering to the point where he, as a profession, was a mechanical aerospace programming design engineer. What that is, I don't know. That's a lot of words. And at the same time, he was also a professor of aquatic microbiology. Can you imagine? How do you get to be a professor without publishing? I mean, as a ichthyology with postgraduate studies in limnology and aquatic microbiology, you'd think he would publish something, but well, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. He says, I also have a YouTube channel which teaches aquarium hobbyists how to design correctly and maintain aquariums and ponds that complete the nitrogen cycle in its entirety, making N2 gas. Have written books that are in Apple Bookstore, and also have many articles and periodicals written about me and the denitrification process that I invented. Interesting. Apparently, he's a member of IOF and IWLS, International Oceanographic Foundation. I'm assuming that's IOF, and International Water Lily Society of the United Kingdom. I'm assuming that's the IWLS. Okay. A little bit more about my research in aquatic. Why is he capitalizing aquatic like that? He capitalized aquatic here. He's capitalizing aquatic here. Doesn't make sense. Just randomly full capitalizing words. The only people I know of that fully capitalize words randomly are internet idiots who think they know things about things they don't know. For example, sovereign citizens. He says the problems met with the growth of plants and the misunderstanding of biological bacterial processes in the pond and aquarium hobby resulted in intense research for its causes. The problems met with the growth of plants. I mean, most aquarists like growing plants. It seems to be a pretty common thing in the hobby for people to want to grow plants. Aquarists not understanding the words chlorosis and iron deficiency in plants, and anoxic low oxygen levels for microaerophile, a tiny organism, for example, a bacterium that is capable of living in an environment where there are exceptionally low oxygen levels, were the catalyst for his research. So not not his PhD dissertation, but hobbyists not understanding the words chlorosis and iron deficiency in plants and anoxic low oxygen levels for microaerophiles, a tiny organism, for example, a bacterium. Like that sentence, first of all, that sentence is just trash. Just trash. And then he says, after years of research, apparently, it says this resulted in intense research for its causes 35 years ago, 1990. Then he says, after years of research, the chasm was closed, and my first conclusive test results were allowed to be publicly known. Does that mean he published a scientific paper? Because if he did, there's no record of it. A lot of the results were turned over to the government. Which government? Who knows? You don't. I don't. For the purpose of clay capabilities in freshwater system. For the purpose of clay capabilities in a freshwater system. This is literally word salad. The next sentence. Resulting is a synthetic means of filtration, which not only transported iron to the plant roots, but also many other nutrients and trace elements as well DO instead of DUE, due to electrical charges, ions, and in their proper proportions. This guy was a professor. That was almost a sentence. I also revealed a method of filtration implementing anoxic conditions. What does it mean by revealed? Designed? Popularized? Published? But revealed? Is he a magician? Which uses facultative anaerobic heterotrophic bacteria, and how to isolate such bacteria for the cleaning of freshwater systems. Today, 37 years later, so apparently it took him 2 years, because no, he started 35. He started his intense research for causes 35 years ago, and then 37 years later, he has designed one of the most versatile and easy to maintain filtration system that is now available to all hobbyists. Well, maybe, maybe not. The filtration system keeps pond waters crystal clear without ever clogging and still maintaining a healthy ecosystem for aquatic animals. This innovative technology, which is now patented, called the anoxic filtration system, it's a basket full of clay. Like, bro. And this innovative technology, which is now patented, called the anoxic filtration system, and has exceeded all expectations of any hobbyist using it. Well, it didn't exceed my expectations having tried it. It didn't exceed the expectations of, who's that Aussie guy? Gill, I think his name's Gill's Aquarium. I mean, it did reduce some of the nitrates or help keep them down, but it didn't exceed his expectations. He says, in addition to this groundbreaking filtration, it's essentially a deep substrate in a basket. So you could do a deep substrate to eliminate nitrogen, nitrates, uh, or you could put it in a basket. It's the same thing. Like I don't understand why this is even like, it's just the same thing. But it's innovative technology now, which is now patented. All right. In addition, this groundbreaking filtration system has proven to eradicate pathogens and germs in recirculating biotopes. Where's the research paper on that? Show me the research paper on that. Therefore, outperforming, if that's this whole sentence, therefore outperforming other filtration system, singular system, presently being sold on today's market. And then here's weird. This is weird. Like, you're going from one font at a small size to a different font at a larger size. And he says also researched in fish tuberculosis. Now that's weird. Where did he cut and paste this from? Well, let me show you. Fish tuberculosis, known as fish TB, is a tragic zoonotic illness that is lethal in fish and transferable to humans through contaminated water or open wounds. This is Pango Vet. This is an article written by Sarah. I'm going to just murder this name. Sarah Saradelis, I'm going to go with. Oh, look at this. Fish tuberculosis, also known as fish TB, is a tragic zoonotic illness that is lethal in fish and transferable to humans through contaminated water to open wounds. That is verbatim. Fish TB is caused by a group of pathogens belonging to the genus Mycobacterium. Again, fish TB as a cause of illness is caused by a group of pathogens belonging to the genus Mycobacterium. And then it says, since this illness has a potential to be one of several pathogens, it can be passive to carriers to at least 10 different Mycobacterium. Oh, look, since this illness has a potential to be one of several pathogens, it can be a passive carrier to at least 10 different Mycobacterium. Oh, but then it starts to go into this category in depth. And he doesn't say that. But then it starts off, this dangerous illness has been known to transfer from fish to fish owner through poor handling. What? Verbatim again? Insane. The sharp spine from a catfish. The sharp spine from a catfish. Illness can act fast and the fish will deteriorate rapidly. It's literally, this whole section is from Pango Vet. He literally plagiarized Sarah Saradelis, who's currently interested in veterinary science and ichthyology, and she wants to study alongside of her main passion, Pet content writing. Interesting. So, so this guy has the balls to copy paste from a pet blog, a pet care blog, blatantly. I mean, you can see the change. So, I mean, like, look, man, I know people want to think that Novak is a smart guy, but this is the opposite of smart. This is the like he copy pasted from a fish health blog as if it was something that he researched. Insanity. It's insane to me that people buy what he's selling. All of his information is out there on the web. I didn't put it out there. He put it out there. For those of you who are interested, no, I checked. He did not get the position of the West Poinciana Community District Development Board of Supervisors opening. So anyway, I I hope this further cements how ignorant Kevin Novak is, how much of a liar he is. He's obviously a liar. He has plagiarized someone else's work, pet blog level work, to pass off as his own highly educated PhD in ichthyology with studies in microbiology and limnology. He tried to pass it off as his own. Absolutely absurd. I cannot imagine why he did not get the Board of Supervisors position. Anyway, thanks for watching. Beware of internet fraudsters and have a great day.